What's up, y'all? IBO MMA here, back with another video. Today, Gabriel Bonfim versus Randy Brown predictions. Let's get into it. Boom. Quick little intro. I like that. Oh, oops. Boom. Wait, let me move my cam. Hey. Yep, that's good. That's good. That's good. I like that. I like the placement. But nah. UFC Apex Bonfim versus Brown. Before I even get into it, what is the UFC doing? The card isn't too bad. I looked through it. It's not too bad. I can see a lot of finishes in this card. I can see a lot of finishes. But two back-to-back stinky cards, Dana? Two, bro? Two? Come on now. Come on. Bro, we could do better, bro. We could do better. But nah, let's get into it, though. Starting from the beginning. The card's not too bad. I'm not lying to y'all. It's not amazing, but it's not too bad. But nah. First fight, Jackson McVeigh versus Robert Valentin. I think they're both their second fights in the UFC. I am going with Jackson McVeigh. Why am I going with him? Because he's taller. Next fight. No, I'm playing. He is taller. I think he's 6'4", and Robert Valentin's like 6'1" or 6'2", which is not too big of a difference. But from what I've seen from both fighters, Robert Valentin gets absolutely destroyed by Atiba Gautier, which I'm not blaming him. Everyone does. Right now, everyone does. And also, Jack Smith-Vey kind of got destroyed by Bruno Ferreira, so they're both kind of in similar boats where like this is like make or break for both of them. Just from what I've seen from both their records, Jack McVeigh was on a long win streak before he even got the chance to fight in the UFC, and he fought Bruno Ferreira on short notice. And before Bruno Ferreira took him down and submitted him, he was doing pretty good. Like he wasn't winning, but it was pretty competitive. I can't say the same for Robert Valentin. I can't. I didn't watch Tough, so I don't know how he did on Tough. But I mean, he's in the UFC, so he probably did good. The thing about Robert Valentin, just from the vibe I see with him, he's very risk taking, very maybe pressuring, risky, stuff like that. While Jackson McVeigh is more composed, just from what I've seen. So I think Jackson McVeigh is gonna win via decision. That's what I'm gonna say. Next fight. Miles Johns versus Daniel Marcos. I'm gonna go with Daniel Marcos. He just lost his O from Montel Jackson, so he's not undefeated no more. He doesn't have that undefeated aura with him no more. But a guy like Miles Johns, he's lost 2 in a row, which is not bad. He's losing to good fighters, good prospects. Diego Lima and Gene Matsumoto. I think that's how you say his name. 2 good fighters. He won by, I think, split decision versus Gene and unanimous decision versus Diego. Both very close fights. I just see something similar happening this way. I don't know. I just see something similar. Miles Johns is good, but I don't think he's good enough to win against these guys. He's good enough to be in there with them, competitive, but he's not really showing me much. Same thing with Daniel Marcus, if I'm being honest. But at least his last fight against Montel Jackson, it was a good fight. It was very close, which like that's what, 2 prospects fighting each other. It's okay. It's going to be close. I get that. I just see this fight kind of going like that as well. Like I don't like to like it feels like I'm not even picking no one right now, but I'm gonna say Daniel Marcos just wins via just youth, uh, youth, and youth. Yeah, he's younger. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why he's gonna win. But nah, yeah, and I think he's the potential to stink it up if he needs to, which that's always a factor to to look into which one is gonna stink it up. And I see Daniel Marcus doing that more. I think he's bigger than Miles Johns. I think his striking's maybe a little better. I think the grappling, maybe Miles John has a little bit of an advantage, but other than that, there's not much else to say. I think Daniel Marcus is going to win by split decision. I'm not even kidding. But nah, next one, I'm not too confident on that one, as you could probably listen to that. I'm not too confident on that one. But nah, Tisha Pennington versus Denise Gomez. See, when predicting MMA fight, I mean WMMA fights, right? What can you really go off of? You could go off one, their build. Two, if they look like a man. Three, if they have power. Four, experience. Five, what is five? Stinkability. If they can stink it. Okay, and I see Denise Gomez. She looks like a dude. She has power. I think she's might be a little smaller than Tisha. Actually, do they have their heights? Oh, they're 5'2" and 5'1". Okay, so she's a little bigger than Tisha. I didn't know that. More of a reach. You guys can't see, but she has more of a reach as well. I see Denise Gomez winning by, honestly, might be finish. I see her winning by finish. I just think Tisha Pennington's last couple wins, I know she kind of had like a resurgence right now, but beating a mom and Carla Esparza and beating Luana Pinheiro, they're just not good enough wins for me to really pick her. I don't really know too much about Denise Gomez, but I've seen a couple of her knockouts, and she does have power. She hits like a dude. She looks like a dude. That's why I'm picking her. Next fight. Josh Hockett. Hockett? Is he like, oh, he's from America. Okay. Versus Max Gimenez. I'm picking Josh Hocknett by knockout solely because I don't think jiu-jitsu works too well in heavyweight MMA. I'm not kidding. Okay, not that it doesn't work. I think it works, obviously. Walter Walker, Jelton Almeida, these guys getting submissions like very easy to them. But Max Gimenez, I looked at his record. He has like 60. Bro, I had to scroll like 3 pages down with all of his jiu-jitsu tournaments and competitions or whatever. And he has like 6 fights, like MMA fights. And his record's like 4-2. Oh, wait, no, I think it's 6-2. So he had 8 fights, right? Which is not bad. No, 6-1, 7 fights. It's not bad. I'm sorry, I'd rather pick the seasonal MMA guy versus the jiu-jitsu guy transitioning into MMA. We've seen this before with, I think there was another fighter this year who transitioned from jiu-jitsu into MMA, and he didn't do good at all. He lost to Martin Budai, which is not a good MMA fighter at all. I don't know much about Josh Hockett. He could be bad as well, but I don't know. I'm just going to safe pick, go with Josh Hockett by knockout. I think that's a really safe pick by me. And it's just a good pick overall, right? Next fight, though. Moving on. Bro, my mouse is tripping, bro. My mouse? Okay, Mayro Bueno Silva versus Jacqueline Cavalsanti. I was really about to pick Silva solely on the experience and the size, and just I think she's a bit underrated right now. But looking at her record, her losing streak right now, I noticed something pretty interesting, and it's that she popped for PADs or whatever. She popped for something, right? Her Holly Holm win got no contested, and then she hasn't won a fight since. So it's hard to pick someone who, like, she got tested. I don't know what she was on. She was on something, and then when she got off it, she's been losing hella. I'm going to pick Jacqueline, bro. She's younger. She's more well-rounded anyways. But also a little fun fact, I'm not going to pick her, bro. I'm not going to pick Mayro. I can't pick her, bro. She I already told you. But, like, come on, bro. She's a different fighter now. Her cardio's not that good. She's like one of those really rare in female and WMMA where she like either she finishes you or like she doesn't really, her cardio isn't too good. She's not that well rounded. I think a girl like Jacqueline Cavalsanti, she could stink it up if she wants to. I think she's gonna win by decision. I feel like I'm going too in depth. Like, you guys don't care about these fights. Like, this card isn't good. Why am I going so in depth? Next fight, Adrian Yanez versus Christian Quinones. I'm going Adrian Yanez by knockout. Moving on. I'm playing. Yeah, I think Adrian Yanez. Actually, I don't know if he's gonna knock him out. I look at this dude Quinones, his record, right, and he has Vinicius Oliveira in his record. He knocked out Vinicius Oliveira by doctor stoppage. That's a good win, but that was all the way back then. Vinicius Oliveira, he's been improving hella since then, obviously. But I'm gonna go Adrian Yanez by decision here. I think they're both strikers. I just think Adrian Yanez, unless you knock him out, he's most likely gonna beat you. Unless leg kicks, leg kicks, grapplings. If that's not the case, he most likely is gonna win unless you knock him out. And I don't see that happening. So I think Adrian Yanez by decision. He might find a late finish as well. I'm gonna say late finish. Why not? Late finish. Next fight, Hyder Amil versus Jamal Emmers. Just a little note. Hyder Amil did take this on short notice. He wasn't supposed to fight Jamal Emmers. It was actually supposed to be Austin Bashi. But I'm still gonna go with Hyder Amil. It's a very risky pick because he just recently got knocked out. I think it was like in July that he got knocked out. So this is a pretty quick turnaround, if I'm being honest. But I'm still going to go with him. I think his style is very good for MMA. It's a risky one. Jamal Emmers does have a lot of power, but I don't think he's going to find his chin. He might, but I don't think he's going to knock him out and then put him out. Knock him down and then put him out. I don't see that happening. I think Hyder Mill is going to win by decision. Maybe he'll find a late finish. No, I don't think so. Hyder Mill, he's one of those people where he's like a Marab. He's like a Marab, but a little more striking involved than grappling. But he doesn't have a lot of power either. Like he's like Marab in that sense, But I still think he's gonna win by decision. It is interesting that he just got knocked out though. That could play a part. Next fight. Is this the main card? Is this the main card? No. Whoa, this main card is big. Next fight. Christian Leroy Duncan versus Marco Tulio. I am going to pick Marco Tulio by. I want to go knockout, but I don't know. I think a guy like Duncan, he's a survive. He can survive. We've seen it with RoboCop. He survived against him when he took when he was getting beaten up. A lot of these English fighters, they rather them losing than them getting knocked out. Like they don't take risk in that sense. They don't want to get knocked out, so they don't take a lot of risks, which I get it. But no, I think this fight's gonna be really good. I can see this fight being somewhat of a war. I think Tulio is gonna bring it. I don't know if Duncan's gonna bring the war, but hopefully he does. It's two strikers going at it. I just see Marco Tulio just having a lot more in the bag than Duncan. I know Duncan just won by spinning elbow knockout, which is very cool and insane. But I think a guy like Marco Tulio, he's gonna just sheer output. I think he's gonna win by decision. But it is middleweight. They are big boys. Marco Tulio is huge, so he could find a finish here. But I just don't think that's gonna happen. I think he's gonna win by decision. And another thing that just happened, his I think it's his wife, Norma Dumont, just won a couple of days ago. So, hey, I don't know what that means. I don't know why I said it, but it must mean something, right? That means he's like probably gonna win. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Next fight: Ricky Simone versus Raoni Barcelos. I'm picking Ricky Simone. I think a lot of us are picking Ricky Simone. I know Raoni Barcelos is going on a little sneaky run right now. Actually, they both are on like a little sneaky run. But I just think they're actually very similar fighters, if I'm being honest. Very well rounded. They mix the grappling with the striking. Grappler heavy. Different builds, but nah. I just think Ricky Simone's a lot younger. I think Raoni, his fights, like they're very, how do I say it? The Cody Garbrandt one wasn't too good. Cody Garbrandt, I feel like he could have won that if he just, fought a little differently, which I'm a little salty, but not really. And then the Peyton Talbot win. Peyton Talbot couldn't defend a takedown for his life. Rowney's very smart. They're both very smart fighters. I just think Ricky Simon has more in the bag to win. But, Rowney, he's a crafty vet, Lucas Tracy special, But nah, I'm going to go Ricky Simon by. Ricky Simon has a lot of power. I could see him knocking him out, honestly. I'm going to go by second round knockout. Why not? Maybe ground and pound TKO? Who knows? But nah, Ricky Simon knockout. Why is my mouse doing this? Next fight, Chris Padilla versus Ismail Bonfim. This was one of the ones where I really had to think on who I was going to pick. I wanted to pick Chris Padilla, and I want to pick him. But I am going to pick him. But just because Ismail Bonfim is on the same card as his brother, I really want to pick him. Just because, if both their brothers win, that would be really cool. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think Chris Padilla, very underrated. His last win against, who was it again? Jai Herbert was pretty good. He has a very entertaining style, very crazy style. I like to see it. A guy like Ismail Bonfim, his last fight was really weird. He got head kicked and then it was like a doctor stoppage. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I think Chris Padilla is going to win by close decision. I can see Ismail Bonfim starting out really good, but then Chris Padilla picking it up as the fight goes on. And yeah, I think he's going to win by decision, yeah. I need to be quicker. Next fight. Muslim Salikov versus Uros Medic. Muslim Salikov is generally one of my favorite vets in the game right now. His style is very entertaining, and he actually goes for finishes. It's crazy. You wouldn't think a 41-year-old man would throw crazy spinning heel kicks and just knockout blows. He knocked out Carlos Leal in his last fight. Very impressive. I'm kind of not salty. I'm kind of pissed that they didn't capitalize on the 40-year-old versus 40-year-old plot that they had going on. He called out Wonder Boy his last fight. That's the fight that should have happened, if I'm being honest. That fight should have happened. I don't know why he's fighting Uros Medic, but this is a good fight regardless. They both have similar styles in a way where they both are kind of wild. Well, Uros Medic is really wild. He's throwing spinning back fist, a lot of different techniques. But he is a bit chinny. They're both a bit chinny. But I just think a guy like Muslim Salikov is going to find that chin easier than Uros Medic. And I think if your guys are both chinny, the first one that finds the chin gets the knockout. So I think Muslim Salikov is going to win by knockout. But they're both crazy. So either one of them could land something crazy on the other. But I think it's going to be a highlight knockout by one of them. But I'm leaning toward Muslim Salikov. Next fight. Matt Schnell versus Joseph Morales. This one's pretty interesting because, again, I don't watch Tough. So I know Joseph Morales, he was the Tough winner. I don't rate that too well, if I'm being honest. Tough is good, but they don't bring the quality fighters at Tough. They bring the wild, crazy personality fighters, stuff like that. I looked at Joseph Morales' record, right? And I saw that he only has one knockout, which I'm going to pick Matt Schnell. He only has one knockout. And Matt Schnell is the chinniest fighter ever, but he only has one knockout. So calculating this fight, right? I'm calculating it. If he only has one knockout, Matt Schnell is chinny though. He's probably not going to knock out Matt Schnell. He's a grappler. Matt Schnell is one of the best grapplers in that division. Very good grappler. He does get submitted quite a lot though. He's a risky grappler. But I like to take that. I'm taking that risk right now. I'm taking the risk. You guys are seeing me taking the risk? Yeah, I'm taking the risk. I'm picking Matt Schnell. Is he going to get a finish? Probably not. Maybe. Couldn't see it. Actually, yeah. No. He hasn't gotten a finish in a while. I'm going Matt Schnell by decision. Very competitive grappling going on, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe he gets a late third round Dars or something, rear naked choke, something like that. But I think he's going to win regardless. I just think he's like a step ahead of Joseph Morales in the grappling department. Yo, I am on fire right now. I feel like I'm explaining these fights. I'm like Shakespeare right now. I'm like writing a book. Literature in that. Literature in that. Main event though. I thought I was being long. I'm only 20 minutes in. It's quite impressive if you ask me. Gabriel Bonfim versus Randy Brown. Even though I don't think this fight should be a main event, I'm still kind of excited for this fight. I'm always excited for Randy Brown when he fights. One of my favorite unranked fighters in the game right now. Who am I gonna pick though? I was kind of on and off with this one, but at the end of the day, I'm going Randy Brown, man. I know he's an underdog right now. I think Gabriel Bonfim's like maybe a 2-1 favorite, which is a little crazy in my opinion, a little crazy. But I just think Randy Brown, the way he's improved throughout the years, like he started off as just like a striker, just like a point fighter kind of, and then boom, wins, losses here and there. Just the way he's winning lately, I feel like he is on like a 5-fight winning streak right now because his loss against Brown Battle, it wasn't a loss in my opinion. We all know it wasn't a loss. One of them was striking and hitting him. Whoa, pause. One of them was like out striking the other, and the other one was holding the other against the cage. So yeah, we all know who won that fight. I feel like Randy Brown, again, his improvement throughout the years, his grappling is kind of keeping up with his striking right now, which we all know his striking is really good. He has his build for the division it's like a perfect build for the division. But his grappling is kind of catching up with his striking in a way where like he could really let go of his hands because he knows that he's probably not going to get taken down because his grappling is especially his defensive grappling is really good right now. From what I've seen, it's really good. He hasn't been taken down much. But a guy like Gabriel Bonfim, he's very crafty, but he's not a vet. He's crafty, but he's not a vet. Where in his last fight against Wonder Boy, he's doing well on the feet. He's doing as much as he can on the feet to get the takedown. So he's like staying with distance, leg kicks, teeps, stuff like that, and then going for the takedown. It's smart. Definitely very smart. I just don't. Do you know what I think? I've seen one fight of his against. Who was it against? I forgot his name. Against this Polish guy, I'm pretty sure. One fight where it was like 3 fights ago, where boom, he's doing good in the first round. The second round comes, he's a little gassed. The Polish guy starts hitting him with knees in the middle, and he kind of just falls and just kind of just accepts the knockout loss. I don't like to see that. I'm sorry, I don't like to see that in a fighter. It was only 3 fights ago. I feel like once you get like 5 fights ago, you could kind of write that off. But it's only 3 fights ago. I'm not saying he's a quitter, but I'm saying he has a little quit in him. A little bit. I don't think Randy Brown, he's a quitter at all. He's been in the UFC for like literally 10 years now. It's crazy. This is 5 rounds, right? Gabriel Bonfim has gassed out in the past. I've seen him gas out in my own eyes. Randy Brown, I don't think I've ever seen Randy Brown gas out. He's more of a decision guy. Even though he's gotten a lot of knockouts lately, he's more of a decision guy. I think he'll do better over the rounds. And I think that's a good pick by me. If I go with the fighter who has better cardio, more reliable, bigger, I think that's a good pick. Especially in a 5-round fight. It was both of their first 5-round fights. I'm pretty sure Randy Brown has never been in a 5-round fight. Where I do see Randy Brown struggling with a bit is obviously the grappling. Gabriel Bonfim, very tricky grappler, not only with the takedowns, but with his jiu-jitsu. That's what he's known for. Both of the brothers, their jiu-jitsu, apparently it's elite. It is elite. Very good. But I don't really see Randy Brown getting submitted. Like his last time he got submitted was against JDM, who is the champion, by the way. His last loss, real loss, was against JDM, who is the champion. So that win aged really well. So I just see Randy Brown maybe getting taken down early. Maybe he loses the first round. Maybe he almost gets submitted in the first round. Maybe he even loses the second, maybe. Maybe. But I just think third, fourth, and fifth, that's where he's really going to piece up Gabriel Bonfim. And I actually don't think he's going to survive. I think he's going to knock out Gabriel Bonfim maybe the fourth round. I think so. I think it's a good pick. It's kind of a safe knockout. It's, he's most likely going to win by decision because he is very point fighty. But I'm telling you, the way he's been fighting lately, especially against Randy Brown, what's his name? Brian Battle, Muslim Salikov, who's on this card, Nicholas Dalby, that's the guy who beat Gabriel Bonfim. So just judging that, Randy Brown beat Dalby, Bonfim lost to Dalby. I know MMA math doesn't work. It's all about styles, but it's good to think a little about that, But yeah, I think Randy Brown, fourth round knockout. I can see it. I can see it just pure exhaustion. I just said that weird. Pure tiredness from Bonfim. And I think Randy Brown's gonna do him in four, bro. But nah, that's my predictions for the fight night. I will be streaming again, which I streamed a couple days ago for UFC Garcia versus Onama. I genuinely had a blast. It was so fun. I'm planning on doing this every weekend for the UFC night. I plan to do this every weekend. I'm definitely gonna do it for this card. Even though it's a little, the card ain't great, but I'm still gonna do it. Just hop in, check it out, comment, talk to me. I usually just look at the chat anyways. I might work on maybe getting a timer, putting it over here, maybe getting a timer over here. I don't know, but I'm gonna sort stuff out. Yeah, just here. Wait, let me do my trick shot real quick. So I have the ball right here, bro. I'm gonna, huh. So if I make it right, you gotta subscribe. And when you subscribe, you gotta like. And then when you like, you gotta share it with your parents. And then when you share it with your parents, they gotta share it with their grandparents. And then you know how it goes. All right, ready? Oh my god, did that go in? Wait, that looks like it went in, so you have to do it anyways. It didn't go in. Okay, never mind. My fault, bro. Bye, y'all.